Hey guys, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Bullet Journal Hospital. Today we're going to be talking about bullet journals, and in particular we're going to be talking about when things go horribly wrong and you make a mistake and how you can fix and repair the damages. I always read the comments on my videos and you guys are super sweet. You're always like, wow, your bullet journal is so perfect and beautiful and aesthetic, and if only you guys knew what goes on behind the scenes, because I, just like any other human being, make mistakes, and that's okay. Trust me, I know the feeling when your spread looks perfect and then your hand just slips a little or you make one stupid mistake and it just goes downhill. I just have picked up a couple of tips and tricks along the way on how to fix these mistakes because I do make quite a lot of them. So I thought I would share my secrets with you guys today. So I really did want to make this video to encourage some of you guys who I know are afraid of starting or afraid of going all out in your bullet journal because you don't want to make mistakes or you don't want to make it ugly. So I really do hope this will help you go into it with a little bit more confidence. I think I have about 6 or 7 different methods, so let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first type of mistake we're going to be fixing are small mistakes. So maybe you spelled a word wrong, or a line isn't straight, or your hand slipped or something. And in order to fix these, I've been using this Uniball Signo white gel pen. And you basically just use this as whiteout. But what I love about this is that since it's a pen, you can get super accurate with it. And the gel pen formula kind of blends in with the Leuchtturm cream paper. I don't know why it's picking up so much on camera, but in real life you can barely tell that it's there. I think this works a lot better than real whiteout because it's not as clumpy or gooey as whiteout is. It's just kind of like a sheer formula while still covering up the mistake. I'm showing you guys here that you can actually write over the white gel pen once it dries. So let's say you make a typo, you can just wait for it to dry and then write over it and you're good to go. Next, we're going to be fixing medium-sized mistakes. So maybe you drew something and you just don't like the way it looks, or you wrote out a title and you're just not feeling it. Don't worry, I have a solution for you. And what we're going to be doing is covering it up with paper, kind of like a band-aid. I actually showed you guys this in my March plan with me and you guys were asking what type of paper I used. So it's the Georgia Pacific cream paper, but honestly I just went to Staples and got cream paper. So you're just going to cut it to size, and then you're going to use some sort of adhesive. I like using this glue tape dispenser just because it's easy, but you can totally use a glue stick or double-sided tape. And then once you patch it up, your mistake is gone and you're free to draw over it with whatever you want. Now this method is obviously more for if you want your mistake to blend in with your journal more, so if your bullet journal is white, use white paper, etc, etc. But if you want to go for a more decorative approach, another option is to use decorative scrapbooking paper to cover it up. This way it looks a little more intentional. So as you can see here, I'm cutting out this floral paper that I got from the dollar store and sticking it on using the same glue tape dispenser that I had from Staples. I love that thing, I use it so often. And then I'm just writing over it with some pens and markers. This one didn't turn out as well because the pattern on the paper was a bit darker, but you can totally play around with it and use different types of papers and see which one works best for your bullet journal. So I actually liked the way that this one turned out because the pattern was a little more subtle, so I was able to write over it easily. I forgot to mention that you definitely don't need to buy paper. You can print out patterned paper or even use washi tape, whatever works for you. Something else that I like to do in order to fix titles or maybe the numbers of days, because I mess that up quite often, is to actually black it out using a black marker and just cover it up with a rectangle or circle, whatever shape you want. And then afterwards actually write over it with that same white gel pen. So it kind of, again, makes it look intentional and it just adds another element of design. Actually, recently I've been doing this even when I don't make a mistake because I really like the way that it looks. So yeah, this white gel pen is seriously my ride or die. I use it very, very frequently. I wanted to show you guys more ways that you can use this blacking out method because you don't just have to leave it as a black square. You can add little decorative elements just to kind of make it look like it was a part of your bullet journal design. As you can see here, I'm adding this sort of paisley mandala effect to the corner of it just because I thought that would look really cute. And then again, just using that white gel pen over top. The next method kind of combines the previous two, so we are actually going to be using paper as well as this coloring method, and I'm using a Crayola Super Tips marker, but you can use any sort of colored marker, and I just decided to go for gray, but you can cut it out into whatever shape you want, and then of course stick it on top of your mistake. And this is awesome because you can totally make it match your bullet journal aesthetic. You don't have to do a solid color, you can do a pattern. It's basically just like creating your own decorative paper. My next method is more of a preventative measure rather than a solution, and that is to use an erasable pen. So this is the Pilot Friction, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's an erasable pen. The one thing though that sucks about this is that the formula isn't as black or as pigmented as other fineliners, and you do have to be careful when you erase. You have to make sure that the ink is dried all the way. As you can see here, you can still see some of the ink left over from rubbing it. But on this next one that I erased, I waited a bit longer and it erased way better than the first time. My last method is for when your spread is just going way downhill and you just want a fresh start and completely get rid of your spread, and that is to just tape the 2 pages together. Of course, I'm using my handy glue tape dispenser and making sure to get all of the edges right around. You can use a glue stick for this as well, but then all you have to do is close the book so that the 2 pages adhere together, and you're good to go to start on a new page. Alright you guys, so those are a couple of the different ways that I like to fix bullet journal mistakes. If you have any other ideas or methods that you personally do, definitely leave them in the comments below. It'll help me out, it'll help everyone in the comments out, so share your wealth of knowledge down below. But if you did find this helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and click that little bell button so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I love you so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!